Hello everyone, and then welcome to the continuation of our web development project. So in our previous lesson, we learned to do some transition effects. Okay, so when the person mouses over the text or nav text, we want it to change color. Now we would want to work on the header, or let's start the button first, and then we'll move to the header in subsequent lesson. So with the button, let me see what we have in our HTML. So where's the button? So this is our button. It has a class between link. Okay. So what we can do is to actually let's give it so a class bt and li link. Then we are going to style it. So I'm going to give it a color of gold. So background color. Let's use gold. Okay, so that's a container. If that's so, let's rather clear this, and then let's use button. Okay. Since it's a button, we are actually targeting the button. Okay, not the class. So let's give it a background color of gold to gold. Okay, and then we'll give it um set the border to none. So we want to remove the default black color. Okay, so there was a black color around it, so we've taken it, we set it to none. And then let's work on the so you work on the width. Let me see what we can do. Let's give it a font size. Let's say it's larger. And we'll set the font weight to bold. Okay. Then let's give it a border radius 4px. Okay, kind of rounded a bit. We'll have to work on this later. Okay, so we'll come to the button. Let's work on the header. Okay, so with the header, we have to set that's header. So header, I'm going to do display flex. Okay, so you can see by default flex is a column property, so it sets everything into a column. Sorry, a row. Okay, display flex. You can decide to change it. Let's say flex direction. If you use column, okay, will become vertical. So I'm just going to take this out. Okay, and then we'll set justify content. So justify content will give some space between. Okay, then we'll do align item center. Okay, so it centered everything. Okay, then let's give it a background color of black. Background color, we'll give it a black color. Okay, so this is our navigation bar, and now we actually want to work on the colors. So with the colors, let's see. So with the colors, we want to change this to white. Okay, so this is going to be white. Then button should be okay, so the button, we need to work on our button. So our button, let's give it some properties here. So I'm going to give it a padding 9px. and then 25px. Sorry, I didn't bring the colon. Okay, so you can see we've enlarged it. Okay, then we can, it seems to be touching the end of our distance, so we need to give it some margin. Okay, so the padding 9px, okay, that's for the top and bottom, and then 25px is for the left and then the right. That's inside it, inside it. Okay, so margin is going to be outside it. So let's give it a margin. So margin, let's use margin right since we want the right side. Okay, want some spacing at the right side, so I can use 20px. Okay, it didn't take effect. Okay, I rather right. Let's do right, not left. Right. Okay, so you can see now we have some space in here at the right side, that margin here. Okay, let's make the font size larger. Okay, font size is larger. I think, yeah, that's fine. And now let's work on the button again. So the button, let's give some button effect. So button, okay, when we mouse over our button, currently when we mouse over, nothing happens. Okay, so now when we mouse over it, we want it to have to change color. So the text color, I want to change the text color to white. Okay, let's use Alice Blue. Okay, so you can see Alice Blue is changing. I'll terminate it here, and then the background color, we'll set the background color to let's give it some color effects. So RGBA. So A is what's going to give it some form of transparency, not coming. So let's use 255 comma 215. Sorry, so opacity. So giving it a background color, sorry, background color, that's RGBA. So the opacity, so red, green, blue, and then A. So let's work with the blue. So blue, I'll set my blue to 0. Then we'll give it an opacity of let's use 0.9. So 0.9 for the opacity. Okay, so now if I mouse over, you can see what is happening. You see the background having some opacity dark kind of field around covering it. Okay, so remember in our, we said we'll change this, not this one, we'll change this particular text color. Okay, so that should be here. We are going to make it it's too white. Okay, so it's now white, and then when we mouse over, we want to change it to gold, so which should be here. So we can just type gold here. Okay, so when our anchor tag is hovered, we want it to change color. Okay, so if I maximize the screen, this is our nav bar. And then thank you guys for joining today's session. Okay, and then I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.